Hello guys, it's 26 Bond. I'm back with another death and black metal vinyl video today. What I'd like to show you just quickly before I start showing you some of my new bits from my collection, some old bits I've never shown before. Just want to invite all you subscribers out there in YouTube land. If you use Facebook, you can create various pages. I've created a page called Death and Black Metal Vinyl. It's where like-minded people like myself, and hopefully you in the future, meet up and discuss favourite albums and post pickies of them and stuff like that, and have a jolly good conflab about metal in general. So far we've got 205 likers. DJ M Bass, Matt Bass is one of the admins, along with myself and our good friend Andrew McIver from Code. You may have heard of them, excellent band, well worth listening to, check them out. So feel free to join up to this and share your collection. Now I know that a lot of people sometimes don't like making videos, so if you're not keen on making videos, don't like talking in front of a camera, just show your records instead. Join us on there. So hello guys, sorry it's been so long between videos. I've been ever so busy with life really at the moment. But there you go, I'm going to show you some great vinyl today. Black metal, death metal, grindcore, and a couple of real special things too. Have a bit of beer to start off. So just to kick off, I want to show you this, which is Napalm Death. Matt showed this, DJ M Bass. If you don't know his videos, you must check them out, they're excellent. He's a great metal collector. I've been trading and knowing Matt since 1990, I think. He's a great guy. This is for John Peel. John Peel was a big supporter of avant-garde and unusual styles of music. He was a particular fan of sort of hardcore and death metal, believe it or not. And various bands were invited to record at the BBC in London and do sessions for his radio show on Radio 1. Now Napalm Death were one of the bands, Extreme Noise Terror did one, Electro Hippies, Carcass did a few, Bolt Thrower as well, and lots of other non-metal bands did it as well. Now this is a collection of Napalm Death's classic lineup. Mickey Harris, Shane Embury, Bill Steer on guitar, and Lee Dorian, who then went on to form Cathedral on vocals. This is them doing their sessions for the BBC, so it's tracks from the Scum album, but in a much rawer format. So if you like the Scum album, but you like it even harder and faster, listen to this. It's a great record. Now, as I know, a lot of things that we show in the vinyl community, and particularly death and black metal vinyl, a lot of it can be really expensive to get hold of. And not everyone can do it. You've got to save up a long time, your pocket money and all this gubbins, and ask for things for birthday and Christmas. So, you know, I'm fully aware of that. So if you want to get into vinyl collecting, this is one to try, because you can get this for about 15 quid on Discogs and eBay. It's not the most expensive death metal, or well, it's not really death metal this, but you know, that sort of thing album by a band like Napalm Death. So well worth listening to, really, really raw stuff. Try and get it into your collection like I did. Now, I showed this the other day. This is Covenant. This is the green vinyl reissue, which Earache have just started producing these. They did a gatefold version. Really nice package actually, nothing wrong with it at all. Sounds brilliant. But I was really chuffed to get hold of this week. For about 20 quid this cost me. Morbid Angel's Covenant, their 4th album on original pressing. Earache catalogue Mosh 81. White in a bag. White labels. And as Earache used to do, insert sheets. So this is the Morbid Angel's 4th album. It's a great record, featuring the classic lineup of Treyarch Toth on guitar and Summonings, David Vincent on bass and Egotism, and Pete Sandoval, the drummer, or Pete Commando Sandoval, on the old biscuit tins, absolutely kicking the crap out of his drum kit. It's a great record. It's classic Morbid Angel. Sad it didn't feature Richard Brunel, who played on the first 2 albums. He left shortly after Blessed Are the Sick was released and toured, so he's not on here, I don't believe. but this is a very rare album. Matt Bass, DJM Bass, if you don't know him. Just told you about him, haven't I? I mention you a lot, Matt, don't I? It must be love. He said to me the other day via Facebook, he's seen it go for about 80 quid. Well, I paid £20 for this, £23 for this one, I think. So, an absolute steal. Really, really pleased to get it into my collection. And something for you guys to check out. You never know, you might find that one and get your grubby little hands on it. I just want to show you this very, very quickly because I have shown this before. This is a different pressing. I own already the Brazilian pressing of this on Mushroom Records, but this is the standard UK copy. It's got the merchandise inner. Notice the Autopsy Severed Survival advert in there as well, and it's got the original inner sleeve. So these guys are from the north of England, and you can tell that because they look so bloody miserable. I'm only joking. All my northern subscribers, I didn't mean it. I think these bands, I think they were from West Yorkshire in sort of north of England. So very sludgy death metal, this one. They were influenced heavily on this by Autopsy. Then they began to become more of a doom metal band. The release after this, Gothic, was like a fusion of the two styles, death and doom, and it's probably their best album. But this is where it all began, and it's very, very heavy. As you can see, it was never going to be singing about flowers and Ooh Baby in every song. But no, try and get this one into your collection. You would expect to pay about £20 to £25 for this one, particularly with this sort of condition with all the inserts. A great band. I'd love you to, if you're not into Necrophagia, get into them. They're fantastic, particularly their early stuff. This is an early, year 2000 I think this came out. This is their Cannibal Holocaust 10-inch EP on standard black vinyl on Displeased Records. Oh, 2001 this was released, beg your pardon. Features, I feel it's a bit difficult to get back in. Shit. There you go, that's fine. It's not broken. Panic over. This features Pantera's Phil Anselmo on lead guitar, which is a really, really... he produces some great stuff on this album, actually. That's the back cover. Now, Cannibal Holocaust is a famous horror film, and on recent issues of the DVD, the promo video for this by Necrophagia was actually on the DVD. It was on the CD copy of this when it was released as well. So it's a 5-tracker, Cannibal Holocaust, Burning Moon Sickness, which is a demo, It Lives in the Woods, which is another demo version, a new track called Baphomet Rises, and then a tribute to Euronymous of Mayhem, Chainsaw Lust. One of my favourite death metal releases, this one. It's just brilliant. Killjoy's vocals are inhuman, to say the least. So try and track that one down. Pretty hard to get hold of. And it was sealed, but I took the seal off, and there was a reason why I did this. Pudsey, who's another vinyl community member, he showed a video recently about a sealed album he'd bought, an older sealed album he'd bought off eBay, and he'd removed the seal and damaged the cover in doing it. Because what happens, a lot of people keep their sealed albums with a seal on. If you do that, the seal does shrink over time. So if you do try and pull off an older album seal, sometimes you can damage the record by taking half the card cover away. So this is a reason. This came to me sealed, you see, so I took the seal off immediately for that very reason. There you go. Napalm Death again. Earache are re-releasing a lot of Napalm Death albums in limited 1,000 batch quantities. This was the second hardest colour to come by. Purple, or lilac, which is like a swirl. This is Utopia Banished. This is their fourth full-length album. It's not as good as Harmony Corruption, which I thought was an absolute classic. But it's pretty good. I particularly like I Abstain. It's a great track. And this one comes with 4 bonus tracks, one and the same, Sick and Tired, Malignant Trait, and Killing with Kindness. Very, very nice pressing. Original release was 92. Now the original release actually came with a bonus 7-inch, and I think those bonus tracks on here is that bonus 7-inch, but incorporated it onto one album. So it's very, very good sound quality, this one. It's a heavyweight 180 gram pressing. something definitely to get into your collection if you like a bit of Napalm Death. This colour is limited to 200. There's 3 more colours. Black, there's about 600 of those. No, 400 of those. Then there's one which is 100 colours and one with 300 colours, I think. Something like that. So yeah, I always try and get the sort of lowest quantity colour. But that was sadly sold out. I think it was like bleached yellow or something. So this was the second rarest, only 200 copies. So log on to the website and you can still get this. It's available on earache.co.uk. Now, a couple of albums here to show you. Another UK band, one of my favourites, Bolt Thrower. Now they've never released a bad LP. This is their debut. It's not a reissue though, this one. This is Vinyl Solution SOL 11. This is the original. Great cover, featuring the blueprint for the Bolt Thrower. It's got the original clear in the sleeve, and it's got the insert as well. Now, as we know, Bolt Thrower albums are ridiculously expensive on vinyl, well the originals are. But you can pick this one up around about 30 to 40 pounds, I'd say. This one's in very good condition, I'd say. There's a few marks on it. It's a bit discoloured in places, but it's a great record. This is really raw Bolt Thrower. It's probably their rawest album. Production's pretty good. It's not the best production, but this is where Bolt Thrower started. And every song's great on this album. It's a really good one to try and get into your collection. They've reissued it recently, as I say, on white vinyl, which you can pick up about 17 quid, I think, £20, £17 through EMP online or Plastic Head distribution via the UK. So there you go. That's In Battle, There Is No Law by Bolt Thrower. An original copy on Century Media from 1991 of Where No Life Dwells by Unleashed, one of my favourite death metal bands. That's the back cover. Say this is an original issue from 91. Brilliant artwork by Christopher Whalen of Grotesque. Got the inner sleeve with the pictures and the credits, and it's got a lyric backer. Now you wouldn't believe this, but I got this from Oxfam for about a tenner. And the vinyl is pretty much near mint as you can get. So, you know, if you go to thrift stores, I don't know what they're called in America, I think they're called thrift stores, they're called charity shops over here. But, you know, a lot of people are a bit snooty about going in them, but it just goes to show you can find some absolute bargains just going in the odd store. I mean, my dad's a big record collector, and the amount of Stones, Beatles stuff he's been able to pick up really cheaply, and they've been worth like £50, £60 a record. You know, look in your charity shops because you can find stuff like this. It's a great record. This is Swedish death metal at its finest. A couple of favourite songs on here is going to be Where No Life Dwells, which is brilliant, Before the Creation of Time, and Into Glory Ride, which was absolutely excellent and blew me away when I first heard these tracks for the first time. It's got a real groove to it and a real gallop, this album, and Johnny Headland's vocals are possessed, basically. He's got a great Viking-esque growl. Fantastic record. Try and pick this one up. It can go for a lot of money, this. They have reissued it, but this is the first pressing. All collectors tend to favour the first pressings. I've got nothing against reissues, so I think they certainly serve a purpose, but I always want to try and, even if I bought a reissue, I still somehow don't own it until I got the original. Silly, I know, but you know what it's like. This can set you back about 30 to 40 quid, this album. So I got it for a tenner, so I was well chuffed for that. Now, last but not least, one of my favourite bands of all time, Repulsion. I was talking with a friend of mine on here, James Alexander, who I'd said, oh, I've been looking for this album for a long time, and he messaged me saying it was on eBay, and I was watching it, funnily enough, so cheers, James, for the heads up there, mate. But this is absolutely A1 mint condition. This is Horrified by Repulsion. Which was marketed by Earache Records, but issued on Necrosis, which was a label formed by Bill Steer and Jeff Walker of Carcass, solely really to issue this. But they also released on that Cadaver, Hallucinating Anxiety, and a couple of other things. This is basically the Stench of Burning Death demo, which was recorded in June 1986. It wasn't pressed on vinyl till about 89, I think this came out on vinyl. It's mint condition, this is. Absolute mint condition. Never been played. I'm so chuffed to get this. It was listed as good condition on eBay. So I sort of took a punt because the pictures are really good. And it arrived and it was been totally misgraded. But misgraded within a nice way, you know. So I was chuffed to get it. It's a great album. It's the start of grindcore. A hugely influential band on Napalm Death. Bands like these, Master, Deathstrike, Mantis, were just huge influences on the burgeoning scene at the time. The vocals by Scott Carlson are just legendary. The drumming by Dave Grave Hollingshead, fantastic. It's just an absolute classic album, and I'm just so pleased to own this finally in mint condition. I had an old copy years ago which had the sticker. This one doesn't. But that's long gone, sadly. But this is in much better condition, and it's just fantastic. So pleased to be able to show you this, guys. I've been looking for this one for years and years and years. So I've got some more records to show you. I'm not going to do any more on this video, but I'm going to do a video in the next few days for you, showing you some more stuff by Massacre, etc, etc. Lots more stuff. I'm going to be showing you some Necrophagia and Entrapment 7-inch singles. And all sorts of stuff. So don't forget, if you've got time and you'd like to look at some death metal vinyl on Facebook, please log on and like my page, Death and Black Metal Vinyl. It'll be great to see you there. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you in a few days' time for some more metal. Cheers. Have a great weekend.